Oh God, so many things. And like, it has this uncanny ability to make anybody feel like they're at home. And I think one of the things that I really like academically is that we teach them things that college students learn. And so they're going in, like we give them a leg up, like we're putting a lot of information, like this age doesn't know that we're giving them a lot of really high level information, but the older kids, they know, and it makes them feel good about it. They're like, wow, like we feel this.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know if it sounds straight, but like appreciation for nature's a big one. You get a range of that coming in. There are kids who are obsessed with it and know every single snake and know, and every bug and come into it that way. And then there are people who come into it. I had someone in my class who ended up like loving it and loving. I was teaching about fungi at the time, and who like ended up really loving it, but started out not just disliking fungi, but just hating nature. And so you can't always win that battle, but I think for the most part, people who, on the whole, come not liking the natural world, end up really like being fascinated and loving it. I think maybe caring about things in general, we sort of have there's this conservation focus, and so it's cultivated in I think it's sort of subtle and then sometimes not so subtle ways. There's like the conservation pledge, but then sort of discussions and composting and just sort of the turning off light stuff and trying to cultivate like a sort of caring about resources and the environment.
Kids at my school, they would be very opposed to it at first. They'd be like, ew, no, like, I don't want to do that. But then, like, I feel like by, like, the second week, everyone would kind of warmed up to it. Because, like, it's an experience that not everyone I know at my school could have. Because some kids just don't get out much, or some kids don't have enough money to do stuff like this. And I feel like it would be a very, like, it'd be life-changing. Like, seeing the mountains and everything, and seeing all, like, just everyone just, like, hanging out, like having a good time, like I feel like it'd be very like they'd like sit back and be like, oh, okay, like this exists and I am a part of it now, you know what I mean? Like instead of being in like this divide between the city and the woods, it'd kind of be them bringing it into themselves and accepting it within.
I think it's really multifaceted. There's like a very sort of straightforward, just like science education, that there's something valuable about knowing about the natural world. I think this place provides, like it's a sort of specific and not too common these days, I think, experience of you might in science class do a couple experiments or like handle things once in a while, but it's so incredibly hands-on, and you can be, even if you're lecturing about something and it's more of an abstract thing, you can just find an example and have like really sort of real-time illustration. There's a more sort of immediate experience of nature. But people, it's like I think sometimes in schools it's like not cool to care about things, you know? And this is an environment where you have people who are maybe like the cool kid back home or like the nerdy kid back home, and people for that, like there's a sort of like baseline of caring about the natural world. That's I think really lovely, and I've seen people sort of come out of their shells in that regard, and you can just like be excited about things and be excited about learning about stuff.
That's awesome.
When our stay is over and it's time to leave once more and return to home and friendships that we all have known before, we know that they are different now, for being at this place has shown me understanding for a world we can't replace. Thinking of tomorrow and the dreams that can't come true, I know that camp has taught me of the things that I can do. And when I leave to face the world,